we mentioned Bill O'Brien got fired, right? We mentioned he's done. He got the axe. So we said, let's look. We usually do this midway through the season, but since someone's already got canned, we might as well start doing it. It's a segment we like to call On the Hot Seat. So the first name that we're going to have as Danny cries watching this game over here.
I'm going to snap my laptop in half.
First coach that I want to point out, Matt Patricia. What do we think? Matt Patricia, he's on the hot seat, definitely. Will he be fired? Do you think they won't fire him yet? I
think Matt Patricia is a dead man walking. I think it's just a matter of time before he gets canned.
He took a team that was on the verge of being a playoff.
They were a playoff team. They fired Jim Caldwell after a 9-7 season.
They were on the verge of making playoff runs, and they have just gone downhill since he took over.
I never thought he was that good as the DC in New England. I'm not really sure what the Lions saw in him as a head coach.
I mean, he did make some great play calls in some of the games, but I think he was overrated.
Completely overrated
in New England.
Brian Flores was such a better DC.
I do think like you said, he's a dead man walking. I think he's going to get the axe.
I think he's already lost the locker room, man. That team is shot.
So whether it's at the end of the season or middle, I don't know, but it's only a matter of time. I think
they'll give him the rest of the season, but from what it's seeming like, it's heading in the wrong direction. I think he gets fired at the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. Another name that we have is Mike McCarthy, new coach. What do you think? Oh dear, what do you think about Mike McCarthy? I think he's had a bad start, and obviously we talked about he's got to figure out the defense. But you just invested a lot of time and money into Mike McCarthy. I don't think this year is his year to get canned.
No, I don't think he's in any imminent danger, but the offense, like I said earlier, is in a good place, but the defense he definitely needs to work on. I think they give him that chance this offseason to try to fix the defense, kind of see how next year goes.
Right.
But right now it's not looking good. But again, you invested so much in him, you kind of have to give him a chance.
And the other problem that's specifically with him is he's made some dumb play calls. He's made some dumb moves. Like the game that they lost, they didn't kick the field goal at the end of the game to tie. That's a dumb play call.
They wouldn't have a win if it wasn't for the Falcons puking on their shirt. I mean, right. They gave that game to the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, he's not in any danger in the foreseeable future, but he's not in the best spot. He's not in the best spot. He's definitely I don't think he's particularly on the hot seat per se, but he's definitely getting under some fire. Another name that you just mentioned, we'll go with him, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn,
I'm surprised hasn't already been fired, especially after the Super Bowl debacle.
Yeah. I mean, I understand them giving him a chance because they had one of the best offenses. Oh, dear. They have one of the best offenses in the game that year. Matt Ryan, remember, was the MVP that year, and they just blew it in the end.
But this year, this guy can't keep his team motivated to close games out.
He cannot close games, and it's been a problem time and time again. I think it's only a matter of time before he gets the axe to it. They keep like tonight they play Monday Night Football. If they lose again and they go 0-4, I mean, yeah, I don't know surprised.
If they fire him after maybe at the end of this season, but I feel like they're just so married to this guy. I don't know if they'll do it. If they haven't fired him already, I don't know if they'll fire him at all.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I thought the same thing with Billy O. Like Billy O had been in Texas for the longest time. I didn't think they were going to fire of all, if you lift, I know we haven't got to all of them, but if you had Billy O on that list, I wouldn't think they would have fired him mid-season.
That's a good point. I would have thought that either.
I would have thought they would have kept him to the end of the year.
I thought he would have been on the hot seat, probably losing his job at the end of the season, but probably not fired after 4 weeks.
Correct. And especially after your first 4 weeks are Chiefs, Ravens, Steelers, and then, the Vikings. You should win that game. But the first, you play the Chiefs at away. You play the Ravens, and they just scored a touchdown. Gosh darn it. Tyreek Hill's going to do a stupid dance. I didn't think they would fire him midseason. So I guess you're right. Maybe give Dan Quinn to the end of the year, but you just lost some terrible games like that. That's like bad losses for your team. So we'll see how that goes. Another guy that
might be short.
Joe Judge. What do you think? Joe Judge is.
I'd say he's same as McCarthy, just off to a bad start. Again, new head coach, invested a lot in him. I think they brought him in as more of a culture guy.
Yeah,
but
I think the guys love him.
It's hard. It's hard to say he's doing a bad job when you lose Saquon Barkley to an ACL injury.
That's very true. Give him some break, I think. And we knew that team wasn't like a Super Bowl ready, championship ready team anyway. So again, like I said, new coach, you invested a lot of time and money into him. You give him a break. Let's see how it goes. We'll give him a chance. We'll see how it goes. The last name we got on here, which is a name that is at the top of my list, I'm surprised he hasn't been fired already, is Adam Gase. Adam Gase needs to be fired.
Adam Gase
is terrible.
Should have already been fired
last year.
He shouldn't have even gotten the job in the first place. He got fired from Miami. He shouldn't even have the job. And you go through the draft and you sign Le'Veon Bell and then fire that GM and then you keep the head coach. I don't understand why you don't just clean house completely.
Right. And I mean, he's had time and time again where he's put his foot in his mouth. You know, Jamal Adams left, who is one of the best safeties.
Demanded a trade out of New York.
Le'Veon Bell they disrespect Le'Veon Bell, who I get has had a rough go of it with injuries and had a rough season last year. But what?
Your boy's coming in.
Stidham?
Your boy's coming in.
Stidham?
Helmet on. He's in the game. Here he comes.
Jared Stidham is in the game, people. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, Adam Gase has got to go. And like I said when I was saying before, if you showed me this list of names and you said someone's going to get fired week 4, I would have put all my money on Adam.
Absolutely. Dude needs to be fired.
He needs to go. Okay. But that's the list. We'll see who stays, who goes, we'll see how it works out.